And while you focusing to the sound, remember mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing. Just let everything to settle down as it is and gently close your eyes, please, and follow the sound. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, dear Dhamma friends, so in the beginning, I'm going to explain the meditation technique we're going to practice. So always remember this all information is only for practice point of view we explain. When it comes to your practice yourself, meditation is your own practice and it depends according to the condition of your own mind. Otherwise, it is not kind of like a sports or like a baseball technique that when you keep doing the same thing again and again, you become good at it. So meditation is completely different than that conventional meaning of the technique. But still, we have to use the words to communicate. So then it is all the words that here we use in conventional level of meanings it carry and the conventional level to give kind of like understanding. So we need that in the beginning. But that doesn't mean you have to stay reliant only depend on the words or the meaning with that. So you take that but when it comes to your own practice, you go beyond that. So when it comes to that, I hear a lot of messages. I get questions regarding our sessions, and one of the main thing is the difference between the samatha and vipassana. So there are a lot of students still not clear what is samatha meditation and what is vipassana meditation. So when it comes to that question, it's like this. So our main purpose is recognizing the truth, see the ultimate truth. So in the vipassana level, that is the final goal. So in samatha meditation, the samatha means tranquility meditation. In that tranquility meditation, what it does, it calms down your mind. It relaxes your mind. It brings your mind to one pointness. And in samatha meditation, in that calmness, you can gain more benefit, but that all the benefits depend on the conventional life with the thoughts, with the mind. So as example, in samatha meditation, in tranquility meditation, you have the very calm, relaxed, comfortable mind. But that all calmness, relax, comfort, to experience, you need a body. So when you have the body, that you recognize the calmness. And it depends on the time and environment and the situation also. So while you practicing, you feel calmness. And maybe that doesn't mean that tomorrow you can gain that calmness. So in the moment, in that environment, in that situation, in that time, you feel that. So in tranquility meditation like that. Another thing is, if you go deeper to tranquility meditation, you can go till the fourth absorption in high mental powers. You come to the tranquility state completely, that you stay in one point, and in that moment you detach from your perception and you calm down, and without getting disturbed from any perception, and you stay in one point. In that one point, you can go deeper in that calmness to first absorption, second absorption, third absorption, and to the fourth absorption. So in that absorptions, what is happening, you slowly can get out of the desires or the anger or any kind of the heaviness or the difficulties or any kind of comparison in your mind. So this kind of the five hindrance you can slow down. But remember, it is only in that position. You're not going to experience it somewhere else. Is as example, in outside hot weather, you feel hot. Then what you do, you go to inside the house or the inside the mall or somewhere, then in that you feel more comfortable, relaxed. So the samatha is like that. So then what will happen? You cannot always stay inside the house or inside the mall. So you have to come out, but outside hot weather. So then what will happen in the outside, you have to deal with that outside condition or situation. So like that, when you are in the samatha in state, in tranquility state, in that state you feel all the benefit, all the good things, all the benefit. But when you come out of it, you again, another thing is, in samatha meditation, it doesn't have power to get out of the samsara. This all you experience inside the samsara. But it doesn't mean you don't need it. You need it, but to attain to the Nibbana, it is completely different method. So, but in the first level, we have to use this the samatha to calm down and tranquilize the mind. Once the mind calm down, so what is then vipassana means? See, in the very nature was in the samatha, our main purpose was to calm down, relax, find the comfort, and that all thoughts is related with the mind, feelings. In the vipassana means you deeply observe, thoroughly see that your feelings. So the samatha, you achieve two kind of feelings. The vipassana is you question, you see, you observe the feelings. We means thoroughly, deeply, passana, observing, analyzing, recognizing. So in the samatha, you achieve to something that calmness, and then the vipassana, you deeply, thoroughly observe that. And when you observe that, when you recognize that, when you analyze that, in that analytical moment, you recognize how that calmness come to be as calmness. How the comfort that come to be as comfort. Because you are in a discomfort situation and then you find a comfort. And then in samatha, you neutralize in the comfort. But vipassana, observe, you had the uncomfortable situation, now you have the comfort. How it became comfort? So like that, it always question your inner feelings. That inner feelings we call that 5 aggregates: form, feeling, sensation, formations, and the recognition. So whatever with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, so the perception come. So whatever that perception is, the very first level, we recognize it as the form arising, whatever its way, when it come and contact our body, the vehicle that it come in, whatever the form it come, maybe as example, for the nose, smell is the form. And because this all the 5, the faculties, that it's different ways it analyze and understand. So ear can get only the sound. So then the whatever come as a sound, that sound is we call form for the ear. So eye, it cannot hear the sound. It can get all the colors and the pictures. So whatever come to our eye as pictures, we call it form. So, and then when it go to eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and the mind, so the 6 senses and the 6 kind of forms or the perception. That is where the beginning point come to this vipassana meditation. Not looking outside something or impermanent, change, unsatisfactory nature. They're looking at this not belong to me. It is not vipassana. That is nothing to do with that. It is about your all inner experience. So start with the form. So even regarding this, when it come to appear in front of my eye as a piece of wood, so that become a form for my eye. So like that, whatever come to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. So in the very first level, the way it appear is your form. And when it appear, when it contact, right away, it arise the feeling. It's give the touch. So without touch, you cannot get it. Without touch, it's like the, the bulb. You go close to the plug. And then the wire, if you don't plug and if you don't exactly connect to the inside, you don't get the current. So same like with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. So whatever, if it is not appear to you as a form, it's not going to give the feelings to you. So then that feelings arise. And so then, and then when the feelings come, and according to that, sensation arise. That how strong, how thoroughly, and you feel that sensation. So, and according to that, formations, that means thought arise. And then recognition arise. This all come together as one. So, recognizing this, it is happening moment by moment, moment by moment, and that is your life, that we call you experience something. So the vipassana means you observe that and recognize it. See, the samatha you settle down with something. But now vipassana is with your fully capacity, you recognizing moment by moment, moment by moment. So how this happening? Why? Because once you recognize that within yourself, even for a moment, if you recognize that, from that point, whatever happened with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, even in deeper meditation with the absorption, you recognizing how things arising and change to something. And that is where you get out of all the memory that you hold as something. because we have kind of like a permanent skeleton inside us to get everything as something. But in the vipassana, you recognizing there is no such a thing called something, that everything always changing and according to that necessary conditions. But in the for the moment, maybe you see something kind of like a solid, but deeply in your mind, it is not solid, it is liquid. So like that, it's a two different ways and completely opposite side, because the samatha is trying to calm down and the vipassana is completely, it's kind of like the heavy, that the machine work and very hard with the maximum level, with the maximum effort. The vipassana is not a kind of like a something calm, more soft, relaxed. Now vipassana is a kind of like you use anything to analyze and get into the bottom, and it's kind of like a grilling, and you use all your tools to finish it. So vipassana is like that. But for getting to that, and that's why it's kind of like a vipassana is kind of like I saw in one article that you become like a hungry teddy bear. You whatever you come, you try to the tear and try to find something to eat inside that, but in the vipassana, in the you cannot do it if your mind is not, if you don't develop to be usable. So the tranquility meditation is what the mind usable. It's kind of like another article that explaining the samatha is kind of like a sharpening the knife, sharpening the knife. Vipassana is like using that sharpness, cutting, use the knife, because the purpose of knife is not sharpening. Then you're going to lose the knife. You always keep sharpening, but the purpose of knife is the cutting. For that, you need the softness. Without softness, you cannot cut and you cannot get the purpose out of the knife. So the samatha is kind of like you sharpen, you brush up, you clean it. And the vipassana, after you clean your mind, what you going to do? Look at it and keep it in a nice place and always become happy looking? No, use it and get the benefit out of it. So like that. Anyway, just let's go to a little bit practice. So here in the beginning, we focus our mind to inhalation, exhalation. And from there, in front of your nose and your upper lip area, don't disturb to that and don't try to think over it. Don't try to maintain anything. Just allow things to happen as it is. And from there, in the beginning, recognize inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation. So we try to calm down the mind. So you only thing, you just focus to inhalation, exhalation, and follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation, knowingly this is the beginning, middle, and end. And then you may see some inhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Just accept it. Let everything to settle down. Once the mind settle down like that way, and observe the very nature of the impermanent of your experience with the inhalation, exhalation. Impermanent. Impermanent is not solid or permanent. It's always change, change, change. Just see that nature. And the selflessness, and it not belong to you. It itself, independent and happening itself. So see that. And the other thing is, even though for the moment it feels comfortable, deeper, it is not like that. It has a very nature of the unsatisfactory nature. So the whatever the inhalation or exhalation in the moment, it gives you life, but it inherent with the death also. And the moment you feel life, and that's mean you already dead in that very moment. That's why you get aging. You already dead with your childhood time. You will never going to get it back. And then in this moment also the same. And breath by breath, you feel the life, but at the same time, behind it, you die. So you feel the good, and the behind that you resist the uncomfort, discomfort. So like that, this all inherent. So don't settle down, oh, this is right, this is good, so like that. Just be aware. You see that, and but no, that is not going to be forever there. And just go with the experience. So let's practice a little bit. Your right palm on your left, and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. Bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes 3 times yourself. And say, So Patveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation. So deeply, gently, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please, in front of your nose and your upper lip area. And observe the inhalation, exhalation as it is, through the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation. Do nothing extra. Keep focus your mind to inhalation, exhalation. And follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. If you see some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold, just accept it. You no need to look for that. So whatever you see, just recognize. Observe the world in nature, in your inhalation, exhalation, impermanent, unsatisfactory nature, and selflessness. Bring your attention to your body. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire this compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe, and as far as we can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. So, with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one, out of anger or ill will, wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Visualize and send it as a light forward to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. to all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, when it comes to Buddha's teaching, today we have a lot of informations and a lot of facilities to learn the teachings. But at the same time, you have to remember the teacher is not here that much important. The message is the most important part when it comes to Buddha's teaching. So you have to look what is the message that you look for and how far you try to understand it. And you have to be very careful when it comes to the Buddha's message. You cannot understand it the way you want. You cannot explain it the way you want. So then you have to look, when it comes to Buddha's teaching, what is the Buddha himself really that he mean by teaching the Dhamma? Because when it comes to Buddhism today, there are many parts in Buddhism. As a culture, as a tradition, and as education, as a lifestyle, and as a religion, and even as a kind of economy, politics. These different ways, these all the categories, then try to hold and claim this is the best, this is what we need, like that way. So out of this all, you have a great challenge today to see exactly what is the real message of the Buddha's teaching. Because in case if you don't get it from the bottom line, sometimes you go with the face value and then you don't see. Then you go with something else. Another thing is, whatever available there, that is one risk. Another thing is the ourselves, from our mental formations, from our defilements, can create a teaching. See how that new religions come every day with the different ideas, And already thousand years ago, it already kicked out of the society, but still, then again, these things come. So when we look like that way, we see more, rather than we go forward sometimes in society, deeper with the spirituality, sometimes we go backward. Because thousand years ago, the idea that people rejected from the society, took away from the society, and how it come back again as a new religions. You look everywhere, it happening. So how it come like that way then? Because the people themselves, sometimes they create things. And when it comes to their own self-centered mind, self-important ideas, and sometimes it happened to any religion. It is just not only Buddhism. Look at the people have their own gods. And sometimes people have their own Bible. People have their own Tripitaka. The Tripitaka is there, but they explain it the way they want. In the Bible, the same. The Bible, they have the Bible, but people sometimes come with their own interpretation. In the Quran also the same. It is there, but sometimes some people come and they explain it the way they want. And they so like that. There are some, there are some Muslims, they kill the Quran, they burn the Quran. And there are some Christians, they kill the Bible, they burn the Bible. And there are some Buddhists, they kill the Tripitaka or they burn the Tripitaka through their ideas. It happened everywhere. So then you have responsibility in any religion. Look what is the main purpose was. Go to the bottom line and see, rather than just go with the face value or just go with the words or just go with the people. So especially forget about other, but when it comes to Buddha's teaching, it's nothing to do with the teacher. But as a follower, you must focus to the message. Look the message, what you really hear and what you really want. So when it comes to that, the most important part in the bottom line, the message of the Buddha's teaching is the self-realization. No one can challenge for that. And no one can cover up that. So then you have to look, are you trying to get that message, or are you trying to hear that message, or you want to something else? Self-realization, who you are. What is this life? Then how you happening like this way? How you exist like this way? When you experience something, what does that mean? When you mention the self or the I am, what does that mean? Do you understand it yourself? So maybe you say, I want that. Okay, you go and research and do a lot of experiment regarding whatever that you want. But have you ever thought that the I, who need that? The person need? Have you ever had any idea about the mechanism of the condition of that person? So recognizing deeply what is this life and how this is happening, that is the main purpose of the Buddha's teaching, self-realization. So for that, then you have to look in day-to-day life, whatever the practice you do, whatever the things you, is that try to take you to that, the main purpose. If not, why you do this? You have to understand, it is okay to do it, but you have to know why you're doing it. Because then it is will help for you to, when the day come, it will help for you to get out of it, if you know the reason. So it is your responsibility. It is your fundamental human right to know when you do something, why you do it. Forget about the self-realization. So then in day-to-day life, when somebody says something, do this, naturally you ask why. But when it comes to yourself, have you ever raised that question? When you try to do something with your bodily, verbally, and mentally action with your own mind, have you ever questioned that? Why? To whom you do this? So that is what important. And that is what you have to look and question yourself. Not all the time, maybe at least in the beginning, take some time, few minutes every day. Look, then you will see this puzzle. And little by little, you will enter to that. Most the hindrance around this, our own lifestyle, our own methods. When it comes to that, discipline is one thing. You have to be very careful, because your discipline should build up with the purpose of self-realization. That should be the purpose. Clarity, get into the clarity, becoming more clear. You have to be very careful. Don't develop any kind of discipline to depend or to get help, or kind of like becoming a follower of the Buddha. Because then you missing the main part of the self-realization. Because the thing is this, the discipline is something that you develop awareness regarding your own physical, your bodily, verbally, and mentally action, to develop a kind of a resistance. That means you go against your own strength, or you go your own against your own energy. So you have to be very careful that if you don't have the higher purpose, sometimes that discipline always make you disappointed. See, some people don't drink, and then maybe they don't drink, they have very basic level of values in day-to-day life. They don't smoke, and they don't do other things, basically. Even they don't kill. But sometimes in life, they get tired. They get disappointed. In that disappointment, in that tiredness, what they does? If you look around the world, if you look around the society, if you look around the family, if you look around your own life, you will see what they does when they disappointed. They go to discipline and attack the discipline. That's what the very first thing they do. Even the children, from the childhood, you will see, when they get disappointed, the very first thing they do, they attack to their own self-discipline. How possible it is? Why it happened like that way? And there are people, when they get mad, the very first thing they do, they cut themselves. And so when you go deeper, because you go against, you develop a current against you. So that is what the discipline does. And then you have to be so clear. Another thing is, moment by moment, that discipline that you develop should bring the good result towards your purpose. Then there is no pressure. You don't accumulate pressure. And the other thing is you get the result, and that good result not going to keep you remain in the same position, resisting. So it's like a business. Just imagine you start a small business and you sell things, and every day you sell things, and the business, every day you see the business. But if you just sell the same thing every day and same price every day, and you get the just the same kind of money every day, and you don't develop, you don't increase that, and you don't get any profit out of the business end of the day, but you just sell it, but you cover just your all the expenses, that's it, no profit. What will happen? You keep doing for a few days. If there is no profit, what will happen to that business? As example, you put $1,000 for the business, end of the day, you get the 1,000. Every day you put the $1,000, you get the $1,000. What will happen? You get disappointed. Why? Because no profit. So the discipline also same, because you invest in your life. And then you have to get the benefit out of it. If there is no benefit out of your discipline, you're going to get tired, and one day you're going to attack to that your own discipline. So be careful. So then you have to look. And the important thing is why we not getting the result out of discipline. Nothing wrong with the discipline. There's nothing wrong with the anything else. Maybe you yourself not recognize really what you want. That's why. Because if you really see what you want, 100% once you become very clear. So whatever the little discipline you do related to that, it's going to bring the result. So that's why you have to be very careful with the meditation. What the Buddha's main purpose was, self-realization. Keep that focus. So otherwise, Buddha never mentioned you to have a very good discipline life and stay calm, relax, and you become kind of like a little animal. You don't disturb to anybody. So you become kind of like a turtle, work so slowly, and without harming to anything. They are a kind of like a people worship that. If you walk like a turtle, and the one put at one time is slow and slow, so slow. People say sadhu, 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 but they don't know inside their head. Maybe they try to go like the tigers, when they attack, tiger like lions, when they try to attack, what they does? They don't jump. They don't keep running far away, making busy a whole jungle. When they try to attack, what they does? They also walk slowly, and you don't know where they go. So same like just walking so slowly doesn't mean that is good. Like look at the most of serious killers. Before that other people find out they are killers, they all nice, good people. Everybody say, oh, he was so nice, he was so good. We didn't know he planning this, that, like that way. So the same thing with the life also then. Then remember yourself and get the purpose, get the message related to that. Whatever you do, look for that self-realization. Stay on the path and focus to that. And don't focus, don't give too much attention to other things. Get in and have that discipline with you, and you will see as soon as possible. You slowly pass this all and get into the point. Because when you related to the truth, when you come closer to the truth, it is so beautiful. And other thing is you become more comfortable, relaxed. You get out of the resistance. When you are really experience something, without any kind of interference, that you have, that is the well disciplined life. There's nothing to hold, there's nothing to resist, nothing to go against. That is the well disciplined moment. And in that moment you are so comfortable, relaxed. But that all done by the purpose that you recognize. And there was in Japan, there was a Zen temple. In that temple there was a young monk, and he always at night he go out of the temple jumping. There was a wall, and jumping out of the wall he go to the carnival. So one day the high priest went around the temple and found out there was a little stool, and this young monk, he's a little shorter, he cannot reach to the wall. So what he does, he keep this little stool, and then he get the help out of it and jump. So when he come back also, he know at night, and he can slowly get down from the wall to that stool and then come down. So what the high priest did, he took out that stool and he sat in that place and wait one night. So this student went to the carnival, and in the middle of the night came back, and then he thought the little stool going to be there. So he jumped, and it was not balanced like it used to be. So then what happened, it was kind of like a slippery. He was going to fall down, and then he somehow he managed to maintain himself, and he ran. So while he run, the high priest told, be careful, it is so slippery. So then he found out the high priest was in that place. And so from that day, that he didn't go out of the temple. So that means it's that without punishing and without opposing to somebody. And there are ways that people can get into discipline by understanding. So in ourselves also same. When you see the purpose, when you recognize the right purpose, that purpose has a power itself take you to the right discipline record, rather than holding resistance, grudge, go against things. So better than that, there is a way that when you see the purpose, that the seeing purpose itself and help you to keep in the balance on the path that you walk. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbitiyo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ettavata ca ammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.